Hi, my name is David Rubinoff, and I've been part of the theatre community here in Toronto for the last 6 years. And my most recent play, called Stuck, was performed originally at the Fringe Festival of Toronto. It then went to New York, and then came back to Toronto and was performed at Theatre Passe Muraille. And my most enjoyable experience was actually at the Fringe Festival in Toronto, handing out flyers, trying to get people to come see my play, and when they did, I got to see them enjoy it. You can answer it if you want. I just want to know what your favorite cultural moment has been in the last year, and that could be your best favorite book you've read, favorite movie you've seen, favorite concert. What's been your favorite cultural moment or experience?
I think I want to cry, Daybreak. I gotta go.
Okay, right on. That's culture.
I think it was just Amanda Marshall's tape. I'm a Canadian. I returned, I lived in the States for a long time. I just came back and just sort of experienced Canadian culture. And she was not heard of down in the States, so I think she's pretty cool.
I recently saw Al Waxman and Martha Henry what did they do? God, I'm so nervous. Death of a Salesman. It was just wonderful. It was really a wonderful look. I felt it was a privilege, really, truly, for both seeing them both on stage.
And have you ever been to Newfoundland?
Amateur theater. I mean, I think the best thing that I've seen in amateur theater was this year.
And we'll get back to you in a minute.
Was the last 12 months, or just from January to now?
Well, I'm a choreographer, so my own shows would be, I'm trying to think of something outside of that. I've just recently seen, what did I see, Montreal? You caught me off guard there. Oh, heavens.
Was it a play?
The 47th Street.
In Montreal?
Yeah.
Okay, what was that like?
Very enjoyable.
Favorite one was Elvira Kurt's show. What was it called? Viva Las Vegas or something like that. Why? Because she was brilliant. I'd seen her do stand-up comedy for about 3 or 4 years before that, and that's the first time I've seen her do something a little closer to her home, I think. And she was awesome. And I went back the second night to watch it again.
Now, speaking of home, have you ever been to Newfoundland?
Why do you ask?
One of your favorite cultural moments this past year?
Favorite cultural moment this past year? Watching my son enjoy the Beatles.
What's been one of your most favorite cultural moments?
Well, I live in Kingston, Ontario, and they have this cultural weekend, and I usually dance like my traditional Filipino dance. So that's my culture. Yeah, that's my culture intake.
Good. Just wondered if I could play around with you for a minute.
Play around with me for a minute. Well, that's an interesting concept. You'll have to come down into my area.
Okay, come on. In your own words, what does culture mean to you?
Culture. Well, the word originally comes from cult. So pertaining to that, so I would say it's based in segregation and hasn't done a lot for uniting the races on the earth today. In fact, it seems in the 90s we're becoming more segregated and more white with white, black with black. Cultural moment, though. I would say doing this job, I meet everybody from all over the world. And I better be on my best behavior, and I better be ready to, as well, defend myself. For I'm an entertainer as well, if you haven't been able to tell yet.
In Newfoundland?
Okay,
Because
sure.
it was awesome. I went there and I did a documentary on the very first Fringe Theatre Festival in Newfoundland. And the people are great, as you know.
They're awesome.
Yes. Now, can you imagine doing a Fringe Festival on the fringe of the country?
Yes, totally.
Good, because I don't have a cutaway, and now we're going to have to go to our next segment and watch this. This is really cool. Canadian films, and I love coming to this theater to see Canadian films. So why don't we take a quick look at what Canadian films are playing here right now? Can we get a shot of that? Now, I have to tell you, I love theater too. I'll be honest, as well as film and music and all that, but I believe that all life is theater because, as Shakespeare said, all the world is a stage and all the men and women merely players. I am interested in the players. I'm interested in their stories and their talents and in conveying those stories to other people. I'm interested in the culture makers of our society. society inundated with so many types of creative and destructive energy, the way I try to stay calm and not get overwhelmed is through asking questions and making connections. Culture, low culture, subculture, call it what you will, it's all a matter of personal expression. What's been one of your favorite cultural moments in the last year or so? Has there been a moment or something special for you that's made you proud to be a Canadian?
I have no idea.
No? And tell me about your work here. What are you doing here, sir?
I work in a bank, yeah.
You work in a bank?
I'm supposed to be a constructor.
Yeah. What are you building here?
We just work in the bank, just trying to do some finishing, just on the ceilings and that kind of stuff.
Ah! Which actually used to be a stable. Theatre Passe Muraille in French means theatre without walls. It's one of Toronto's most innovative and exciting mid-sized theatre, and they take a lot of risks. No walls, no boundaries, they go for it. And I'm glad to be back here where stuff was done. I bet you just would love to meet somebody who works here, wouldn't you? I would. What's job here at Theatre Passe Muraille?
Byron catches mice.
You catch mice, okay. Now, can you tell me what it's like to be a cultural mouse catcher? Okay. And what's your favorite kind of mouse to catch? Listen, I never work with animals or kids. This is Adam reporting live from the Garden of Eden. Back to you, Eve.